Folks, how are you doing? And welcome to our channel. So if you've not already sussed it, we are doing another technique on here. So we listened to what you were saying. Actually, that's a lie. Gary was doing some editing of the videos now, so he uploads the videos. I don't upload the videos anymore. And he said those very, very famous words of, we can't see the cards, especially on this channel when we're doing predominantly tarot readings about important and interesting subjects. So we're trying a new way of doing things on here where it's a split camera. So let's get to it. The three areas I want to look at in today's reading, and I'm just looking at my list, Prince William, and apparently allegedly, according to the press, is thinking of or would like to move into. We have a place on the Windsor estate, I think it is, called Fort Belvedere. Now, if you're new to my channel, I've probably just said all that wrong, as in Fort Belvedere. It could be Fort Beaver. It could be Fort Belvedere. I don't know. I'm just saying it as it looks on paper. So apologies if I butchered the name. And a brief history of that. It's a nice little, well, it is a little castle. It's a miniature castle, and it was lived in by the old king that abdicated. So it's got a very interesting energy to it. But hey ho, we're going to look at that because apparently, allegedly, the king, King Charles, is upset over the cost of renovating that property because they seem to be moving from property to property to property with the reasoning behind it of they're not big enough. Not my opinion, not my words, just repeating what I've read. We're then going to look at the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved to a minimum security facility in Texas, which has caused hoo-ha because, you know, this woman was part of something very horrific. But hey ho, she's been used. She's been used. Oh, wasn't meaning to say that. She's been moved to a minimum security facility. And we're going to look at the royal books, and I forgot Prince Harry as well. So if we've got time, we'll do H as well. H. I know it's not really all globe news, that global news, but there's a lot of things I wanted to read on, and I didn't want to do them all over separate videos. Let's do this. So, can you know it's all working correctly? I will get used to using new tech. So I'm using the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane, and I've got my Trish James oracles here as well. So let's start with Maxwell first, because the rest of it is just royal stuff. That's not really important royal stuff, but you know what I mean? I don't want to put Maxwell at the bottom because that is very important for the collective. It all is kind of anyway, but let's do it. So show me the energy behind moving Ghislaine Maxwell to this open minimum security prison. Show me the energy behind it. Okay, interesting. Oh, I have got my deck upside down, and I'm not going to do reverses, but I'm going to take that because it's Three of Cups in reverse. And what I'm feeling, obviously you can see it because I don't need to go like that anymore. Oh, it may look like that then, didn't it? I don't need to do that anymore. I can just simply do that. So Three of Cups in reverse. I wasn't really sticking two fingers up at people then, I was just having a laugh. Three of Cups in reverse. So what we can see here are three crows eating from these upside down cups. So this is a group of people who are possibly in alignment with each other, but they're not in alignment with the collective. This is deep, dark, dangerous friendships. Okay, at the bottom, we've got the Page of Pentacles there at the bottom. Okay. We've then got the Hierophant. We've then got the Queen of Pentacles. We've then got the Ten of Pentacles. We've then got the Four of Cups, the Offering. Ooh, we are doing up reverses. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and the Happy Ever After card. Okay. So there's somebody here that is trying to look after her needs. Somebody owes her something. Somebody feels indebted to her. It almost feels like she's kind of like a worship energy here in relation to being part of a group of people. Group of people of importance, yeah. I don't think they're important. You don't think they're important, but this very interesting group of people have worshipping energies going on. It's almost like an offering to her as well. It could even be an offering to keep counsel. If you see the Three of Cups there, you see, I'm going to break off here. I was doing a few readings over the past couple of weeks, and there's been times when the cards have been laid down, and I've realised when I've been pointing to them that nobody could see them. So I have been thinking about going to this way for some time so that you can see what's. Get used to that being filming, so you can see what's going on as well. So we can see here the Three of Cups here, and we can see the Three of Cups here. So something's gone wrong with this Three of Cups. Yes. Um, we've got the Hierophant, the light has been shown on it. Ace of Pentacles, they were stopped in their tracks, holding on to something. Somebody's holding on to information in relation to her. Queen of Pentacles, like I said, she has a lot of respect with certain people, or maybe certain people are aware of her knowledge and her power. We know that there was connections also to Prince Andrew and all this. I'm not saying that Prince Andrew's behind this. I'm simply saying this woman has had a lot of connection to a lot of powerful people, people of importance. Not that I think they're important. Anyone who is an abuser, in my eyes, in my life, is not important. They may be important to their own gods and higher self and all of that, but anyway. Let's look at the governance oracle. Let's just ask the governance oracle what it thinks. Why has Ghislaine Maxwell, been moved to a minimum security facility in Texas? Pursuit of control. So again, this is powerful people behind this. And I'm not, again, just because it's crown, I'm not saying it's royal family. I think there's a mixture of important people here. I mean, the crown represents importance. I mean, the crown also represents, not the diamante crown, of course, but the crown also represents our knowledge and where we get our knowledge from. We've also got at the bottom of the deck the fall from grace. Yes, can you see that there? So that's from the bottom of the deck. We'll keep pulling. Selfish agenda. Somebody here has a very selfish agenda. And they're holding on to a blackened heart, wanting to control the situation. Somebody that wants full power. They have a selfish agenda and a blackened heart. No, but the public do not like this. There are many victims still alive that feel upset and betrayed by this. Seeds of prosperity, maybe money allegedly could have been passed in this situation. But this is also going to bring us to shaping the future, which again is another wake-up call for humanity. I know I'm covering up the cards beneath, but hey ho. Energy management. So somebody here is wanting to have full power of this. And liberation prevailing. I mean, could this even be her being released? There is a difficult decision going ahead. Let's see what next card is. Improved situation. A lot of the youth and a lot of the young are feeling overwhelmed, and this and a lot of families are feeling overwhelmed with this, and a lot of good, decent people are feeling overwhelmed with this. The fact that these people with these people with power have and continue to misuse it in certain ways. So yes, I want to read on the outcome for, oops, nearly knocked the little table. I'm also going to have to get a new desk, which I've been thinking about getting for a while, because I'm literally reading on a piece of wood at the minute that Gary has kindly made for me. Ooh, it's actually Gary's, it's not actually mine, is this? But I need a new desk, which is one of the other reasons why I've not been doing overhead shots, because my desk is actually quite small. I do like to get a new desk every so often. If I didn't do this job, I wouldn't. I'd keep the same desk until it broke. But every so often, every few years, 3 or 4 years, I like to get a new desk because of energy, because the energy work I do on it. So what's going to be the outcome for Ghislaine Maxwell in this current incarnation that she's in? The Chariot at the bottom. We've got the Illusion card. We've got that again, Three of Cups in reverse. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Hoisted by her own petard. We've still got the Four of Pentacles. Wanting a happy outcome. The Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, we've got another illusionary card coming up as well. Ooh, we've got another, and I haven't done reverses. Interesting, okay. So what is the outcome for Ghislaine Maxwell? Eventually, at the minute, it looks like she's riding high, as though she's getting what she wants, as though we're not going to get to the bottom of this, and we may never get to the bottom of this. We may never fully understand the depths of this situation, and that may cause upset and pain. But ultimately, this group of people, and there are also various groups of people attached to groups of people, their power is being diminished. I'm being shown and being told that years ago it was easier to get away with these underground activities. It was easier to carry out this. But people are waking up, people are embodying more light. People, we've got social media, we've got tech. People are realizing they've got their voice. People are seeing what the rich and powerful do. Not all rich and powerful people, but a certain few. So they're starting to rise up from that. They're starting to want to break down those structures and bring in something better. Now, what happens to her personally? She keeps going for some time, but whatever denseness, toxicity she holds within her will be her undoing. So this could be via health, it could be via suicide, yes. Oh, my fingers. Oh, I've got sore fingers today. Why have I got sore fingers when I mention suicide in this case? Takes her out of balance. So the more this goes on, the more light the world is able to embody, the more that darkness will struggle to embody it. So ultimately, what I would say to this is, it doesn't matter what happens to Ghislaine Maxwell. What matters is what happens to humanity. What happens to you, yours, and the world around you. Let this play out in the way that it needs to play out. They're going to be hiding things. We're not going to get to the very depths of this. And maybe as a collective, we're not meant to. We're not meant to damage ourselves in that way. But ultimately, oops, knocking that again, Claire. I hope it's not out of vision. I can't wait for this new thingamajig desk. So, in fact, let's do a card on from this deck. Future for Ghislaine Maxwell, future for Ghislaine Maxwell, future for Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, these are double-sided cards. I am not looking as I'm shuffling. And I read these like I would. So, to me, that would be the back of the card. So, I'd go like that. So, if you see me doing that, that's why. But I am now looking away. So, future for Ghislaine Maxwell. Dishonesty. Whoops. So, dishonesty and indebted. She's indebted to somebody. Dishonesty and indebted to somebody. A parting of the deck. And we've got high rank and corrupted. So let me just be mindful of the fact that people are wanting to see the cards. So there is dishonesty here. She's indebted to someone of high rank. Oh, to me, this is why we still need my face on here. So a lot of the things I can't say whilst reading the cards, I can say in the where I put faces, or wink, or thumbs up, or somebody of high rank who is corrupted to their core, who makes bad choices. He is a king of swords, so he is someone that is super powerful. No bloody hell. But like attracts like. Let's move on to our William. And what I'm going to do is, oh, no, I'm going to keep the. I know there's for some reason there's some upside down cards in this deck. It is what it is. I'm not going to start twisting the deck like that because people will think I'm trying to get upside down cards for Prince William, and I'm not. So if they come out organically. Yes, my deck's right. So is Prince William really thinking about moving into Fort Belvedere? 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 It could even be that we once had this where there's a name in. No, I won't actually go there because it'll just be triggering with this subject. But there's a very posh family name in the UK, and I said it as it was spelled, and it's actually the opposite. It's like Althorpe and Althorp. All I mean, even though Earl Spencer himself has now said that he doesn't mind it being called Althorpe. I know the Emperor has spoken. It'll always be Althorpe to me. Anyway, is Prince William wanting to move his family into Fort Belvedere? Even if I've said that wrong, Spirit will know. They know that I say things wrong. Is he wanting to move his family? Ooh, got the moon. Again, you watch it, the hanged man at the bottom. Ooh, yes, the deck is upright, but let's keep going. Interesting. Three of Swords. Let's have a look. Ace of Swords. If he is, he's going to have to battle for it. Ace of Pentacles. The Chariot. He does want to. The Chariot is coming in, but it's not going to be simple for him. Death and Rebirth. One card for Prince William's. Ooh, Prince William. Show me his energy. Show me his attitude and his. Show me his desires for Belvedere. Okay, bloody hell. Is 5, 6, 7 of Swords. So deceit and the Page of Cups. I am wondering if he's not. Because Page of Cups. Now, there's two ways you could say. You could say, well, actually, Page of Cups is upright, is about a wish. In reverse, a wish that you plan, and then the Knight of Cups comes in and you fulfill your wish, yes. He's got it in reverse. He's got a lot of reverses. I'm feeling an energy here. And I think we can all be guilty of this when we're trying to move from house to house to house to try and get our life right. There is the Chariot here, so he definitely wants to move towards something. It could be that for some reason, I mean, on an energetic perspective as well, because I was like saying to Gary this morning, because I was explaining it, the history of it, and I was saying like but on first view of it, you'd be like, well, the abdication happened from there and all the Wally Simpsons type stuff, and I was like, oh, you won't want to move into it, but also as well, it can't just stay empty. Neither can the taxpayer keep paying for all these renovations. Um, there is a definite need from him to move forward towards something, death and rebirth, to have a new beginning. But if he was in front of me now, I'd be saying I would think wisely. There is resistance here in relation to this. And I think, let me just have a card for the king. I can have which way is this deck now? Because it's all going wild. This deck going. Well, this card was up in reverse. See, now you can watch me and keep track of me. Okay. Show me the king's energy in this. King Charles III. Woo! Ooh, two of cups, arguing. Five of swords, apologies. So arguing. Um, look at those two crows and the heart in the middle. I think it's been discussed. I think it's possibly a very unwise choice. I think, we've got a lack of abundance within the world. I mean, look at lack of abundance, a lack of physical money. We've got many people that are struggling financially within the UK, within the world. And I think it would be an unwise choice for him to do that. So this could be causing him heartbreak because maybe he feels he should have a big house. Like Gary reminded me last night, apparently he was meant to get, oh God, what's the name of it? Is it Royal Lodge where Told Andrew lives? Maniac. Shh. Andrew, not William being the maniac. The entitled one. I'm going to read. Oh, I'm going to read on the books in a minute. Shh. Um, Ace of Swords in reverse. It's not a good decision. It's not a good decision. It's going to cause fallings out. And I actually wonder as well. I am feeling, because I was saying to Gary last night, I was saying, like, he needs to be careful, William, from an energetic perspective because of that engagement ring. I'm really sorry. I know that can trigger people, but you sometimes, yeah, you can cleanse things, but I, I don't know. I think, with the engagement ring, she has to wear a lot of Diana's jewellery. She has to have the title she has in Catherine, Princess of Wales, to then throw in a house that holds such pain and trauma. It's all very out of alignment for him. It's a non-starter, as his mum would have said. It could cause disharmony. Um, and also, as well, you've got to say how, there could be lots of money invested in this, but, Charles may not be with us for, whatever. And then there's other houses. There's like Clarence House. There's like I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, does this deck have anything to say about Prince William's move to Fort Belvedere? Future. So he is wanting to think about his future. And fierce at the bottom, Queen of Wands. Let's keep pulling. Misdirection. This is a misdirection for him. If he does this, he'll regret it. Because I think there will be some kickback from the general public. Cover up, so we're not being shown something. We're not being shown the full thing here. There is dishonesty, indebted, financial debt, the country being indebted, and high rank, and how people view people in power. Show me the energy behind this story. King of Wands, Ace of Wands. You see that King of Wands? Whoops. And the Ace of Wands at the bottom. Bottom of the deck. Final card for Prince William on this subject. Burden. He's carrying too much as William, and he's trying to escape it. And buying houses. I'm actually very you see, the thing is, I was actually due. This is a story time with Claire time again, right? We have this in these readings. I was actually due on the same day as William. And my mum was all ready for getting an award because the truth is my mum's birthday was the 1st of July as well. And she is called Diane, so Diana, 1st of July. So like the doctors in charge of me were getting quite excited because it was like a freaky moment in history. And then I came on a different day. So we're born very close to each other, and I actually like moving house as well. If I was William, I'd possibly, because I've got, like the Scorpio rising within me, I would want to take on that place as well and put some new energy into it and have my own little castle. So maybe, so maybe me and William have something similar going on there. But I also know that you can't heal by moving house all of the time. Sometimes you've got to stop where you are and deal with your shite, with your stuff, should I say. Right, let's move on to these ERL books that we're getting printed and published. So there's two that I know of, up and coming roll books. So one is called Entitled by Andrew Lowney. That's by Andrew Lowney, and it's about the entitled Duke and Duchess of York. There is another one coming, that's in August, and then we've got Paul Burrell is bringing a book out in September called My Life with the Queen, the King, and Princess Diana. And allegedly, he is going to be sharing stuff in it that he couldn't share whilst Elizabeth II was alive. So let's look at the energy of that first, the Paul Burrell book. Let me show the let me see, not show. How can I show you Paul's energy? What am I going to do? pull him out of a box. Let's see Paul Burrell's energy in relation to the book. His new book. Let me see Paul Burrell's energy. His intention with this new book. Ooh, okay, right. Well, there's cards dropped on the floor. And I'm going to get a new deck at this point because I'm not going to pull out whilst I'm balancing a wooden plinth. I'm getting a new deck. And I actually do reverses with this deck. So maybe they're wanting us to deep dive. So show me what we're doing here. Show me the energy behind this book that Paul Burrell has written. Strength. So we're going in with a weakened perspective here. We've got victory. He does like to show off a little bit about his connections to royalty. So he's here again. Look at my story, everyone. I'm getting a vision of he actually loves and revels and relishes his royal stories. Um, and I'm actually hearing Diana saying that that was always an annoying aspect of him. And I feel as though Diana was aware of this, possibly towards the end of her life, possibly even giving him fake tidbits. That's why would she give him? Oh, am I tuning in the fact that Diana was aware that he could be a little bit of a telltale and was giving him a fake story or two to see if it got out? Interesting. Four of Wands again. Very. Look at my story. Look at me. I'm part of the royal. Well, he wasn't part of the royal family, even though I mean this time last year, one of you did make a comment that with the way everybody was dropping in the monarchy, we could end up with Paul Burrell as king. I love that comment. Hope you're still watching me. Queen of Pentacle. King of Emperor. What's interesting? The Emperor, not King of Emperor. Four of Swords. It's all about him. He's very, 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 very ego orientated. It's been seen as a total lack of disrespect with the royal family. Whoops. Death and rebirth here. And the Tower. In reverse, sorry. So the energy behind it is very weakened. He's coming in from a very weakened perspective. It could even be some of the stuff in it is very, when they promise a lot in a book, but they don't deliver, or it says everything but says nothing type thing. There's the energy here of showing off. There's a real. He needs to let it go. He's never been able to let it go and move on. He's tied into monarchy in such a way. I'm hearing that many people are like this, especially when they work within institutions where they are even though I know he's not the king or the queen, but some people, like some people that work in hospitals feel they are the hospital. Oh, that's my identity. I'm a police officer, I'm a consultant, or I'm bloody, I don't know, I'm a lady's maid to Diana, Princess of Wales, and that becomes who they are. That's very much, he can't let it go. Could also be financial issues within his own family. There's issues within himself, the Two of Cups. He's a man that's turned away from his integrity, turned away from his promises. I don't know, obviously I've never worked for the royal family, but there's promises you have to keep in order to keep privacy. He's possibly taken advantage of downfall here, possibly taken advantage of the king's health at this time and the weakening to bring his own story, but it could backfire on him. Interesting. So that's his energy towards the book or behind the book. Let's have a look at how the king feels, and then we'll look at William and Harry and how they feel. So show me how. Woo! So Knight of Swords, Charles ain't happy about it. Show me how King Charles feels in relation to Paul Burrell's new book. Ooh. Queen of, here she is. God bless her. Our gracious, devoted Diana. Queen of Avalon. Queen of the universe. Queen of people's heart. I'm joking, but she actually is. Uh, Hierophant at the bottom, which is enlightenment in reverse. So Charles is not happy. He's not happy that he keeps feeding off of Diana. And also as well, Queen of Cups can be indulgence, because Queen of Swords in reverse next to it. Victory in reverse. You know, this is not how things are done. I can honestly hear Charles saying this is not how things are done. You know, when are we ever going to be able to put this behind us and move forward? Something needs to be cleaned up here. He feels he's taking from his story. He needs to move on as in Paul Burrell. He needs to go forward. Again, he can't go forward, Eight of Wands. He can't go for Charles. He's almost sat there saying to someone, could be Camilla, you know, he needs to move forward. He can't let this go. He is in Paul Burrell, one more card. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. He's doing himself no harm. But Charles will continue to do what Charles does. He's very disciplined within his work, is Charles. So Charles will still get, as long as he's alive to do so at the time, and physically fit enough to do so at the time, Charles will get up and do get on with life. But underneath the surface is a sadness for Diana. And I'm feeling here that there is a sadness from Charles that Diana, look, older Charles, looking back to when Diana was alive, realizing that she possibly had very few people around her that she could really trust. And the betrayal of that. Yes. So that's what Charles feels to it. Now we're going to look at what I'm going to read on William and Harry together, because I'm going to read on them together because I can. So what are the main feelings from William and Harry towards Paul Burrell's new book? What are they feeling? Hanged Man in reverse, Eight of Swords restricted, feeling like they want to protect her. Two of Wands in reverse. The feeling of they can't move. I mean, I know with Harry that Harry does do books on his mum and interviews and all that kind of stuff, but as a joint ball of energy that we're reading on from two individual people, they both feel as though they can't move on. I am aware that, yes, Harry does do his books, but let's just put that to one side. Six of Pentacles upright. The burden. Transition in reverse. Betrayal. This is them as young boys in reverse. The strength. The Ace of Pentacle and Ace of Swords, they're true. So again, very much like the King, they've got their own personal opinions on Paul. They've got their personal opinions on how Paul conducts himself and has done since. Their hands are tied. They can't really do or say much to stop it. They've got to just let this go through and phase out and just find strength and deal with any inner child issues that are coming up with this. But ultimately, I did say this in my last read on it. Things are coming up in other people's lives at this time, repetitive patterns from the past that actually, if we sit with them, can actually help to clear the next level. So yes, they're aware he's betraying her. They're aware they feel betrayed. There's some root chakra issues here, which is, the childhood. They also feel as well as though there's an energy here. Now, this could be both sons or just one son of not being able to save Diana. And I think this red here could be, we know Harry has said that, and we know that a lot of Harry's issues with um, his wife is he felt he couldn't save his mother. Okay. So he's working through that. And I think, William feels that as well. But ultimately, there's been a lot said about Diana, a lot of books written, a lot of films, and ultimately, life does go on. Let's just read on the up and coming book on the Orcs. So this is entitled by Andrew Lowney. Show me the energy behind this. In fact, before we go, we'll do three cards looking at the main public reaction to Paul Burrell's new book. The main public reaction to it. The main public reaction to it. Three cards. Three of Cups. Four of Wands at the bottom. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we've got Rudy Bits. Oh, this is where I didn't get a crystal. I've even been doing this throughout the reading, covering Rudy Bits up. Anyway, so that's lovers. I actually feel a lot of people won't be that interested. I'm hearing the words damp squib. Is it damp squib? Had this book come out in the 90s and the noughties, people would have feasted on it. But many people are just going to be like, all right, okay. So yeah, they're not going to be impressed. Possibly there could be hints of things that are going to be put in the book. He's already starting that with, I'm going to share stuff in it that I could never share whilst the Queen was alive. But ultimately, it's just clear. But there is going to be shocks in it. Not two of wands, interesting. The Tower in reverse. It just disappears into the ethers. Right, let's move on to the next book, entitled by Andrew Lowney. Show me the energy behind this book, entitled. So, King of Swords. This man has a story to tell, and he feels it should be told. The Fool at the bottom of the card in reverse, though. Interesting. The Moon in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse. Two of Swords upright. Restrictions. The Wheel of Fortune. High Priestess. Empress in reverse. And King of Cups. I know nothing of who Andrew Lowney is, or Lowney. But this is someone that has an opinion. That's why you write a book. He has an opinion. But there's an agenda. I know that they are problematic, the orcs. They are problematic. But there's an agenda here. There's also shadow within the author. There's an anger within the author about things that are happening in the collective, within institutions, etc. Which many people have, and that's fine. And we hear you. But there's a crossroads here, Two of Swords. He's not thought this through, This I don't obviously know. I don't think the book's out yet. I think it's out August now, so it could be out. He's not thought this through. There's something here with this book that is not thought through. And being shown the vision of someone just dredging a pond that's full of murk, and they're just going in just to dredge up. And a lot of it's stuff that we already know. but that society wants to let go of or has moved on from. There's also illusion tied to this. Somewhere in this situation, it's not clear of who or what is behind this. There's something within this author, an inner child aspect that actually comes through his pen. I don't know anything about the author at all. I didn't even know he existed until somebody actually put a comment on. I would just say again, it's another old book. It's going to promise you the earth, but you could end up finishing it going, is that it? And I think as well, especially if you're on the path of evolution right now, you possibly will think, is that it? I mean, I have said I'm going to read the Paul Burrell book and do a reading vlog on it on the Thackeray's. So if you want to watch that, go to the Thackeray's. The links to that are in the description box beneath the video. But I don't know if I what. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel in September. Shouldn't promise that I'm going to do a reading vlog on it. But it may get to a point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to read some why I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. Anyway, oh, what do the royal family think of this book that's coming out about the Yorks? What does the king feel? What does the king feel? King Charles III, what does he feel about this up and coming book? Battles, he's sick of the constant battles. The magician at the bottom of the table. The magician at the bottom of the deck, not the table, the Queen of Pentacles. And the show must go on again, very similar to Paul Burrell. It's a constant battle with Andrew, and it's not the first time this has happened with Andrew and a revelation with Andrew. He's just going to have to find a way to go through it. And all he's going to be thinking about is the future of the monarchy and damage limitation. So let's read on Harry. So Prince Harry, things are all going a little bit strange around Harry. He's something about sharing his diary with the king and going, there was a story about going off to Africa, was it? Where he went 5 or 7 days off grid and didn't have contact with anyone. His healing of the inner child has just popped out. So show me Prince Henry, said Henry then. Well, he is Prince Henry actually. Show me the energy of Prince Harry now. What's happening with Prince Harry? Three, three of wands. Four of wands. He's aware that issues within the royal family, that he's ruined it for himself. He's trying to face this. Four of wands energy. He doesn't like where his life is now. The fact that it's of his own making. The fact that he was so out of balance, Two of Cups, and the fact of the falling out because of the things he said and did. Let's keep pulling. He feels that. He feels that. I wonder if he's had a little bit of an upgrade. We'll keep pulling where we can all do this, where we think, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. Or why did I do that? Was it where did that come from? Here he is, the King of Wands, which, if you've been following me for a while, I've very clearly said Prince Harry is a reincarnation of King Henry VIII. And that's where a lot of his issues come from, having to balance this out and heal this chaos. But what I'm feeling is there's been a deep immaturity with Harry in relation to dealing with this. And you can say that for a lot of us with our past lives and current lives, that we don't fully understand what we're healing and we can go about life very naively. But anyway, interesting. What boob is on show again? So we've got the world, having to cover that up because of, and Four of Cups, understanding needs to just move impact. Four of Cups there. Okay, so what comes after the Four of Cups though? Queen of Wands, that's his problem there. The wife. She won't do it. She won't move. If he wants to build bridges with his family, he alone is going to have to do it. I think, I just heard the words as well. He's going to have to choose as well, because the two ends, the two ends shall not meet. The two ends shall not meet. That's not one of my sayings, is it? as in that the family and the wife cannot meet. Too much. I mean, on the blood, Harry, the blood of Harry, because Harry's blood, if proper bridges are built, there could be a possibility for some form of communication in the future. It will never be the same again because too much has been said. But they definitely will not accept Meghan back in, and Meghan will not go back into the royal family unless we have a disaster. And God forbid it, we get King Henry the Ninth and Queen Meghan. Then obviously he's in. Do you know what I mean? And that's a whole different video that we'd have to look at. But let's not breathe that in. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on where we are in this moment. Um, Harry's energy towards his family, Harry's attitude towards his family right now. Harry's attitude towards his family. Okay. There's a sadness with his past. We've got the past card there, the inner child. He wants to go forward. He wants to leave this behind now. Let's keep pulling. He's aware of the falling out, the Four of Pentacles. It's stuck. Four of Pentacles is a card of being stuck. So he's stuck in life. He can't go forward. A lot of people don't like him now. A lot of people have lost respect for him. And he needs his family. He needs his family to be able to go forward. But he also knows that his family are very powerful. You know, the royal family for God's sake. Um, and he's aware that he's pissed them right off and he's struggling to balance it. One more card. But we've got the Magician. So for although, yes, there are some deep-seated issues here, he can, if he's willing to step into his power and step into being an adult, let's pull some cards on it. Can this be healed? Can Harry at least have a bridge back to his family? He won't be able to go back to how he was before, I don't think. I mean, who knows? The world is changing. People are changing. People are healing. People are letting the shit go. That's illusion card, so there's a lot to work through. Can Harry, if Harry really wants to, can Harry come back into the royal family as a son and as a brother, and then eventually work towards some form of royal duties? Judgment. So this can be cleared. Death and rebirth, dying of the old. It could even be the death of the king that helps to bridge this in. Who knows? Knight of Wands here. Boundaries, needing to release the boundaries. The Chariot in reverse. Right, so it's not an easy thing. Ace of Swords. We'll do one more card. Moon. It's very difficult for him to come back. It's very difficult. Now, is this for the king? King Charles III? A card for King Charles III in relation to Harry coming back. No, he's struggling as well as Charles. A card for it would be King William, wouldn't it? So a card for William, Prince William or King William, if he's going to be king at the time. A card for William in relation for Harry coming back. Overwhelming. Yeah, he's not. They're not interested. He's fucked it. I'm not laughing that he's effed it. I'm just saying that literally that's what I'm feeling. He's literally I won't keep saying the F word, but he literally has effed it. Um, it, I feel looking at these cards, he will never ever get a close relationship with his father or his brother in this current incarnation. And maybe that's the lesson for all of them in this. He can try, he can clear it, he can realize he's messed up, but there is too much here. There is too much wounding for him. And it would take deep, deep, deep work on all sides. And honestly, I'm seeing now William's life is going to be changing very quickly. And I'm feeling William isn't really going to have the time to do the deep work that's going to be required to really trust Harry. And I'm seeing Harry as on the to-do list, and the to-do list is piling up for William as his own children get older. Obviously, stuff with Catherine, his own life moving into his 25th home in a year. I'm only joking. That's my sense of humour. Okay. Becoming king, his dad's health. It's almost like, you know what, I'm not even going to face that. And that's fine. Nobody has to face anything they don't want to. But Harry's going to have a very difficult journey coming back. He ain't just going to be, it's not going to be easy. And could he ever start up role duties again? Could Harry ever carry out role duties in his current incarnation as Harry? Possibly not. And if he does, it's going to be very low key stuff. You've got Page in reverse, your Page of Pentacles, the toxicity. It's that when it's upright is about, do you know what? I think I'm going to open a flower shop and I'm going to go on TikTok and have a TikTok account and do lives, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to take my pentacle, my flower shop, and I'm going to start planning it and I'm going to make it grow. It's my passion. When it's in reverse, it's like I want to set up a flower shop, but I can't be asked. It's too much. There's too much for me to work through. There's too much shadow. There's too much for me to. It's like treacle. That's it, guys. That's it, fat lad. Um, we'll clear this off. But we've covered everything we wanted to cover in this video. Yes, we're still recording. Um, thank you for watching. We're in August, and I keep forgetting to remind people the 12th and 13th of August, isn't it? Group healing. I can even wear my glasses now because I'm going to be really small. So owl effect. If the owl effect affects the camera, if it affects you, and when I watch this video back and I see the glare is a bit, because when it's a big picture, it's triggering. But if it is a little picture still triggering, I won't wear glasses next time. Okay, I'll just be blind. I'm not blind. It's just anyway hormonal. Um. Yes, so thank you for watching. Love to all. If you got to the end of this video and you would like to leave me a comment but not sure what to put, leave me a star. Leave me a star emoji. Send some stars into the universe. Yes, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can work through the world news playlist we've got on here. There's also another playlist called CT's Royal Tarot. I will put this video into both of those playlists because it's got royalty in it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Love to all.